Beware, pivot tables can be a nightmare, or they can be your best friend. Hi, I'm Mariana and I've been using Spreadsheet to make my life easier for over 20 years. And some people say pivot tables are awful and not worth trying, but others also say that's so cool, how do you do that? Now, if you're wondering what the heck are you talking about, what is a pivot table? A pivot table is something that we use to analyze the data, to summarize the data. Here's the thing to keep in mind with pivot tables though. If your data is messy, you are going to struggle. I often create, quote, pivot tables with formulas because I want to add more things to it. Here's an example. My packing checklist, I added a check mark next to each item because I want to be able to count how many are in each bag and how many have been packed, how many have not been packed yet. A few years back, my husband worked at a doctor's office. The doctor needed to know how many patients were on each healthcare plan. They had it all laid out on a spreadsheet, and my husband originally started counting them manually. But eventually he got fed up, gave me a call and say, hey, do you have an easier way for me to do this? And I said, of course I do, honey. So I taught him how to do a pivot table on the fly on the phone. The problem he ran into was that multiple rows seemed to be duplicate. Reason being, the original data was manually typed by different people, so there were spaces where there weren't supposed to be. So a clean data for a pivot table is crucial, but even if you don't have the clean data, I still recommend that you use it. You just might have to clean it up after. Let me show you how you can do a pivot table. First, I'm going to select my data set. Then I'm going to add the pivot table, and you have the option of adding in a new worksheet or an existing one. So I'm going to do existing next to the data set to make it easier for us to see what's going on. All I'm going to do to count the items per bag is add bag in the row and bag in the values. Now I know how many items are in each bag, but let's say I want to know what those items are. So now I'm going to remove everything that I just did, and I'm going to put the item after the bag in the row. And voila, I can see exactly which items are under each bag. If you found this useful, don't forget to save the video for next time you're wondering what the heck is a pivot table in Excel for.